Yo, yo, yo. Want to welcome everybody back to another episode of Say That Again. And I'm your boy AG, joined with my man KG the Kid. I can't help but notice that little background scenery looking a little different. Where you at now? What's this? Talk to me now. I
I
like that. I
mean,
like that little TV in the back. I see you've been keeping up.
yes, sir.
I
Yes,
see
sir.
that.
Been keeping up
I
on
like
my
that.
sports. On the
I like that.
road for a nice little work trip. You know what I'm saying? So we recording. Rain, sunshine. I don't care where I'm at. Another country.
Rain, sleet, snow, sunny.
Like I said, we getting this podcast in. To say it again, this sports edition, we getting it in no matter what. So let's go.
Oh yeah,
Last week
gotta
was
get
a,
that sports edition in. Big. It's been a big. I tell you what, lot of sports stuff coming. I mean, what we had last week, I had the divisional round. We had my man Novak is just chugging along with the Australian Open. It's greatness, bro. Guys, I'm a fan of greatness. Guys, to bring up the greatness. Couple of questions I want to run by you. See how you feeling. I don't know if you saw the golf, the amateur win. That's big time. That's big time.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I'm gonna run some things by you, get them wheels turning about some life decisions in sports. And obviously, I keeps up with the boxing world, so the boxing world is on fire right now. 2023 was one of the best years boxing had in a long time, and we hope in 24 capitalizes on that. So we definitely gonna be in tune. So, but for starters, let's definitely kick it off with that divisional round weekend. I noticed one big omission divisional round weekend. And that was the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I'm just putting that out there. Just a glaring omission. Just a glaring omission.
Man, I can't stand the Cowboys.
So it was a good weekend, man. It was a good weekend. What was your takeaway? What was your takeaway from the weekend?
My takeaway was I'm glad. My takeaway was Josh Allen is overrated. And my other takeaway is I don't understand. Just like when we talk about the Super Bowl last year with Philadelphia and Kansas City, I don't understand how you could say that Jalen Hurts or even this last one, divisional round. I don't see how people are saying that Josh Allen played better than Mahomes. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I never heard that same type of energy for Brady when he would, like one Super Bowl. It's like he does enough to win. And I saw Patrick Mahomes do enough to win. I also saw the Bills and their head coach. They really, really played conservative. They felt like they was trying to get. They had Josh Allen on a leash. They were playing like they were afraid to lose and let Josh Allen just air it out. He only had about 2 or 3 deep passes. But if you notice, everything was dink and dunk. It's like, we're going to do everything not for you to get to turn the ball over. And he still ends up fumbling. Luckily, they recovered it. But the guy's a turnover machine. But like I said, what I take away from the Kansas City and Buffalo is that Patrick Mahomes is just on another level than Josh Allen. And Josh Allen has some growing to do. Not saying he's not going to become, but let's just hold off and let's just see all that talk that they was talking. You had the game at home. You still lost. So that was my takeaway.
He definitely got a guy like Mahomes that's stunting his growth. I can tell you that much. But no, I'm on your level. Like I feel like you got to do enough to win. And just because sometimes you do more, aka on the stat sheet, you have the more passing yards, you have the more completions. When it came time for you to do what you needed to do to win, you didn't step up. Doesn't mean you actually did enough. Be like, well, he did more than Mahomes. Well, that's not my argument. My argument is he didn't do enough. And when it came time for Mahomes to do, he did enough. Because my argument with Josh Allen is the same thing. It's go back to the old Saints argument. You had 3 quarters and 10, 12 minutes to make this last 3 minutes outcome a little bit different. So why you didn't do that? Why you blaming the kicker? Why you blaming the last part when you had that blunder in the third quarter? Well, we got casualties of war. Like, what you gonna cry about something that happened at the beginning when you've had all this opportunity to change it? So when it comes time to that last drive, why do we lean on Tom Brady's greatness? Because the way I put it, point blank, period, which I think a lot of people think about, but they don't necessarily like say it out. When you need a drive and you need a score, there's nobody I want taking a snap more than Tom Brady, because I just feel like he's proved that at the time. I'm with you on that. He played, the division was weak when he played. There's a lot of reasons why he had good defenses. There's a lot of reasons that kept him in games, but it's a team sport. But again, even when his team wasn't playing as well and the turmoil was going, and again, you needed one drive, and say you went just for shits and giggles, say you went to overtime and Tom won the coin toss, you knew it was over. You just knew the man was going to go down, march down the field and score what he needed to do. Josh Allen didn't show me that against the Kansas City Chiefs and continues to show that time and time again. And I got stock in Josh Allen. I'm starting to sell it. It's on sale. My Josh Allen stock is officially on sale. Anybody want to buy it?
I never bought it, so don't plan on buying it either. And there you go. So, but it was a good game though. That's the whole thing. I love good games.
Yeah.
I love great games. It was back and forth. A lot of when you thought the Kansas City was about to blow it open, after they tried that fake punt or whatever they wanted to try. After that, guy fumbles it into the end zone. Guy fumbles. I don't know. Guy fumbles it into the end zone. Boom. It's still a game. So overall, good game. Now
it was.
Yeah. So the overall good game. Now time to move on. Now, what do you think about that Lamar Jackson performance? Everybody been talking about this cat, man. I was proven wrong. I was he showed up. He showed up and not just showed up. He showed up and showed out. He really, really did. But it is the Houston Texans, though. Did we expect any different? Did we expect any different? He did what he was supposed to do in this scenario. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like you said, they the favorite. If it went any other way, it'd have been a total surprise. At this point, no. Houston overachieved and played really well to get to that point. But hey, how long can you sustain being a team that you really, really wasn't for? Maybe 70% of the season. You showed flashes, but again, what were the Texans? 9-7. If I remember correctly, 9-8 with the new extra game now.
I think they won. They won about.
Did they win 10? I think they win that 10. I think they did win that. I know they had a winning record, but I think they might have won that 10. So with that being said, no, it's not really surprising. If Texas had went up in there, that would have been surprising more so because the Texans would continue to be riding high. But no, I feel like Lamar did what he was supposed to do, and that's sometimes that's, obviously we want to see people overcome and we put greatness on a pedestal. But hey, when it comes down to sometimes to doing what you supposed to do, handling that business, maintaining it. So next week's his big test. Since we on the AFC side, he really got to show up against that Chiefs defense. And I tell you what, we know that it's not Lamar versus Patrick Mahomes, but subtly, not suddenly, subtly, real subtle, that it is Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, I think, essentially. And Lamar's got to show up to get that proverbial monkey off his back. Because if he shows the shell of himself, the story ain't changed. The narrative ain't changed. One game in the divisional round against the Houston Texans does not change the masses' minds about Lamar Jackson. Winning this game against Patrick Mahomes will do that. Now, again, like for Jalen Hurts lost the Super Bowl, but getting there has earned him the utmost respect. It jumped him above Lamar Jackson immediately, and it almost took like a really bad 10 weeks, 8, 9, 10 weeks from Philly for us to kind of revert back. But again, to end it all, Lamar got to win this game to even think that anybody's going to change the narrative. Because if he jumps back, we still having the same conversation we've been having for the last 3 years.
Well, I think it depends on how, to me, losing the greatness is not an issue. Meaning, I believe it depends on how he loses. So meaning if he goes and wet the bed because of the pressure in the moment is too big for him, then it's different. But if they go out there and it's a great game, he scores and there's 50 seconds left and it puts his team up by 1 or 2 points and Mahomes goes down and kicks a field goal and they win it with 0 seconds on the clock or no time left, you can't fault that. And I think like that's the reason why everybody was talking about the Cowboys. It wasn't that the Cowboys lost, it's how they lost. Meaning they lost, they were getting blown out by Green Bay 27-0. So it wasn't that they lost, because they'd have lost a nail-biter game that came down to the final field goal. It's still disappointing, but it's understandable. But to see that they never even had a chance, that was the bigger issue in regarding to the team. So I think if Lamar goes out there and does what he's supposed to do, and it's just a great, fantastic game, then it's not that big of a deal, because you're losing to Patrick Mahomes. If it would have,
I think it's gonna go back to what you talking about with Josh Allen.
I don't know. I disagree. I just did, because meaning if Josh Allen makes that throw, and he makes a few other throws, and they do a little bit, I don't think we're having that conversation. Like if Josh, like an example is when they went into that overtime game and Josh Allen and Mahomes were going back and forth, right? Nobody was blaming Josh Allen for the loss. They just said the overtime rules suck, meaning they should have had a chance to get the ball. Meaning when they went to overtime and they flipped the coin, Mahomes got the ball first, scored, it's over. Meaning, which is fair, was just another topic. I think NFL need to change the overtime rules. I think it's completely whack. Again, I think they should go to the college method.
Been whack.
Yeah, they should go to the college method. That sudden death is just stupid. But it's just dumb. It's just dumb. When it's just dumb. No other sport has that but the NFL. It's just dumb. I think you need to do something. You need to figure something out. Let them play the whole quarter, or do like college. But no,
college is perfect. Whoever thought of that overtime system is
legit. But I think
it's a football genius.
Yeah, it's a football. I just think that it depends. Like I said, when Josh Allen lost before to Mahomes, everybody was like, they're coming. So how you lose matters. Again, if it's like a last second drive or anything like that, I think Lamar is okay. But anything besides that, interceptions, turnovers, I don't think he'll be able to survive that. So
definitely the turnovers is detrimental. But I'm just to the point. I feel like we know it's going to be a good game. I don't think either nobody's really should be expecting a blowout on either side. So my thought process is it's going to come down to basically one possession. Maybe at the end, we hoping the ball's always in your hands. But say you give Lamar the same opportunity that Josh Allen had. You're down 3. All you got to do is get a field goal, and he don't get that. I mean, God forbid the kicker don't miss the field goal, and then we blaming kickers. But again,
I don't think it was the kicker's issue. The issue was the drives before, when he had the opportunities. Like when he missed that.
I get
throw.
you, but hey, on the last one, I got you in field goal range. So that's a different argument, though. That's a different argument. My argument now is if Lamar's in that same opportunity, he's like you said, he kept it close, didn't do anything to ever say he has no picks. He didn't do anything to detriment his team. You just got Baltimore giving up a couple more points to greatness in Patrick Mahomes, and you got, a 27-24 game. Whatever. And then Lamar on the last drive just don't get it done.
Who does Lamar have? Who does Lamar have for his kicker, though? Arguably the best kicker that ever played in the game of football. And that's Tucker. That's Justin Tucker. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think if Justin Tucker misses a field goal like old buddy did for Buffalo, I don't think anybody's blaming Lamar because of Justin Tucker's status. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a choke job. That'll be a choke job on the kicker's part. I think it'll be a little slightly different than Josh Allen. But again, let's see how it goes, and let's see how they play. But
I can see that.
Right along,
I can see that.
Yeah, but moving right along to the NFC, right? We got to go to the NFC.
That NFC.
Ooh. San Francisco played Green Bay. A lot of people feel San Francisco should have lost. No Debo. How do you feel about that?
Bro,
is Brock Purdy overrated?
Utmost. I don't know. He's still on the fence line with me because he's still young. Technically, only his second year. He's either going to show me he's overrated or he's not. But for the masses, I do think a little people rate him higher than what I would rate him. So by that definition, maybe a little overrated.
Okay.
But my goodness, bro, I am disappointed in my man Jordan Love for making that throw. My dude, you got marching down the field, back to what we talking about, only need a field goal, if I'm not mistaken. They only needed, were they down 4 touchdown, or they needed a field goal regardless. Bro, you moving the ball right along. And you got 2 timeouts left with a first down, and it's first down. And you try to pull Brett Favre out your ass and make the silliest throw across the field, and it wasn't even close, bro. Wasn't even close. I put my hands on my face when I saw that, and I'm not even a Green Bay fan or a Jordan Love. I was becoming a Jordan Love fan, but my heart was pulling for Green Bay. Like I said, I'm not a real fan of the 49ers, but my head logically was screaming that I think the 49ers underperform, or did Green Bay step up and play well for 3.5 quarters for 4 until Jordan Love threw this bonehead throw? I like to think that 49ers underperform because I'm hoping that actually, I take that back. I'm hoping Green Bay stepped up, because if that's the best 49ers can give, then I'm hoping Detroit Lions wipe them out. But probably overachieving by Green Bay, another young 7-seed team just like Houston. Eventually, they was going to fold into a shell of himself. I just really hoping it wouldn't be at the cost of Jordan Love.
I think Green Bay was better than a lot of people thought. So I believe it wasn't an underperform by San Francisco. I just believe Green Bay's not that young. The quarterback is not that young. I think it's something to be said about a quarterback sitting for some time. We watch it with Aaron Rodgers. We've watched it. Tom Brady sat a little bit for his, I believe his rookie year. But it's something about a quarterback being able to sit back and not just be given the Rams. Like Peyton Manning first year was horrible. Man threw 27 interceptions. So it's something about letting these guys develop and learn the speed of the NFL. It tends to work out better for when a team does that. That's why Green Bay's only had 3 quarterbacks in the last 30 years, probably even longer. You know what I'm saying?
30, I think, yeah.
We go Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. That's it. And Brett Favre was in the 90s. But you know what I'm saying? So
that's what I think he took over, if I'm not mistaken, in like 93, 94. So that's 30 years.
Yeah. So we look. Yeah. So 30 years. So that's crazy. That's crazy.
3 quarterbacks in 30 years, and Cleveland's been through like 30 quarterbacks in the last 3 seasons. You know what I mean?
So their methods, Aaron had to sit on the bench for about 2 or 3 years. Same with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love can sling that thing. That game before, he was looking pretty good. Yeah, he was looking pretty good. But I just think that Green Bay is because at the end of the day, Jordan Love still had the team around him. Aaron Jones still had a squad. Aaron Jones was
running that rock.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers left him a squad. So they still had a decent squad in Green Bay, even though they started over. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they look for the future. So, but we'll see.
Me too.
What
with them being the youngest team, it's anxious to see how their growth is with maturity and experience.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with that. But on to the next. I knew Tampa Bay was going to lose to Detroit, but Tampa Bay was very surprising. But it's just like, to me, Brady left that team to Baker Mayfield. Like, meaning that's pretty much the same team since 2020. Besides a little few pieces here and there. The defense, the coaching, even though it's not Bruce Arians, it's still Todd Bowles, who was still on the staff. But Tampa Bay's a pretty good team. I mean, receivers. I mean, they pretty much have everything you would want as a quarterback. You got with Mike Evans and Chris. I mean, you have everything there. It's just about the quarterback. Simple. Defense is legit. So, but for some reason, I have to say this. It feels like it is the Detroit Lions time. It feels like it's the Detroit Lions time. For me, it just feels. I think Detroit's going in the Super Bowl, man. I'm going to say it right now. So I'm already picking 49ers Detroit. I'm picking Detroit. Because that Cinderella story, I feel that it's Detroit's time. That city's been hurting for years. It's been a curse. It's been some type of curse. But I think Detroit, the coach, I wish that the head coach would have been a Saints head coach instead of Dennis Allen, because he was on the Saints staff. Just FYI, he got that grit, something about it. So I'm going with Detroit, man. I also think that even though Jared Goff was drafted that first round with the Rams, I think that Jared, whatever his name is, Goff has got a raw deal. I think he could have won that Super Bowl that Matthew Stafford won. I really, really do.
Yeah, I mean,
I just really,
no,
really do.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Especially since what you see now, and to get traded and beat the team that let you go. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's just nasty. But I got Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm liking Detroit, man. I'm going with the story. I want to see them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that. I feel the same way. I'm hoping that, they don't fold back in the old Detroit Lions, go back to a shell of themselves. I feel like this is definitely could be that time. I agree. I think Jared Goff could have very well. I mean, look what he had the Rams doing before that. Went to the Super Bowl. Anytime you come down to a final possession, regardless if you win or lose, to me, this is just my opinion. Some people can disagree. If you come down to a final possession in a conference championship game, you was good enough to play in the Super Bowl. You just failed. You just came up a little bit short, but you was good enough. So with that being said, the Rams was good when they had Jared Goff. They just felt they wanted to move on to something better. I agree. He got the raw end, but I'm just still Jared Goff's just an innocent bystander to me in the argument against the Rams in that call. I'm really mad at the NFL. I'm really mad at the incompetence. I'm really mad at how that situation unfolded. Ain't got zero to do with Jared Goff. So with that being pushed aside, I don't like the 49ers, and I'm rolling Detroit. I feel like this is their time. Just like you said, Jared Goff got a chip on his shoulder. Give me the Detroit Lions.
And if
we didn't go over the AFC, give me Lamar Jackson, baby.
So okay, that's what I was about to get to. So we both going with Detroit to go to the Super Bowl, and then you going with Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Lamar steps up. I think he gets the job done. I think Baltimore's defense's main goal is to just slow Patrick Mahomes. Can't stop him. Just slow him down. Make it tough on him. Again, hold him to low 20s. Hold Patrick Mahomes to 24 or less. I think, hold me to this. I do not think Kansas City wins that game by scoring less than 24. If they win, they will score more than 24. That's my take. But I'm riding Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
Taylor Swift going to the Super Bowl. Point blank. That's who I have. Taylor Swift going to the Super Bowl. Simple as that. Kansas City Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl. I have Kansas City and Detroit. I want to see the red and the blue. I think that's going to look good on the screen. I don't want to see Kansas City and the 49ers. Too much red. I hate when it was the Bucs and the Chiefs. Too much red. That kind of annoys me when the teams are playing against each other and the colors are similar. I don't like it. I think the NFL should say, hey, since y'all have similar colors, one of y'all wear all white and one of y'all wear this. You know what I'm saying? I just hate when it's too much of the same color. But I think it would look sweet with Detroit.
I mean, I've always been, I think the Super Bowl, they should both wear alternate jerseys.
Yeah,
like
one light,
wear
the
alternate jersey, not necessarily one light, one dark. Wear your alternate color. So, like you said, that year to me, the Bucs should have wore the charcoal gray, and the Kansas City Chiefs should have wore the gold, the white, the really bright. So you got a dark color and a bright color, but it's the alternates. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you could do blue and red. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You can do alternates, but yeah. Solid, dark, solid colors. I get what you're saying. I think that is better.
Because it's a Super Bowl. Stupid. I mean, the only thing really bad about any game, any sport, is when you do got full jerseys, similar colors. You can't do that.
Like when Detroit playing the Cowboys, it annoys me It really, really. I'm like, come on, y'all could do better. Or when Seattle
Yeah,
this year played one of those teams, and they had these like blue. I'm like, come on, the uniforms look too much alike, man. Y'all could do
yeah,
to for these people that have that much money. Sometimes they kind of
yeah,
iffy, right? To have people making that much money and to be in certain places, sometimes it's
yeah.
very
Yeah,
suspect.
they could have had that. To me, I'm just an alternate. I just for real on some no reason stuff. I'm just a real alternate jersey fan.
Okay.
I just like alternate jerseys. So like that
Yeah.
game, I would have been cool with if Dallas broke out the oh man, like they wear dark blue on the road, don't they?
Yeah, they were the darker blue on the road.
Yeah, yeah. So something similar to that with a little alternate, and then Detroit would have wore the gray,
Correct.
the light
That would have
gray.
been that would have been nice.
That'd have been yeah, yeah,
That'd
yeah.
have been really, really
That'd have
nice.
been
So
fire.
okay,
So
so you got Detroit, Baltimore, and I got
yeah,
Detroit, Detroit, and the Chiefs. So that's what
and
we
the
going with.
Chiefs and T
That's it.
Swift
Yeah. Taylor
and
Swift
T
going to the
Swift.
Super Bowl. I mean, again, I also like that she goes to the games. It to me, it helps females and to love the sport with their men. It's a bind.
Yeah,
It's something that bonds. I think men do a lot for women, but to for a woman like that it's making the NFL better. So whoever keeps complaining, show Taylor Swift all day, every day. I don't. If Beyonce was there, show her all day, every day. I don't care. You know, it's people that those people are happy. So let them be happy. You know. So I mean, if she's happy and it's shown on the screen, let her be happy. You feel me?
yeah. I don't know on mine. Back the way it was. But like I
Cool,
was
cool.
saying lastly, it just that's just how I think that it's gonna shake up. So we want to see the NFL game. Not everybody wants to see T Swift. That's why they be turned off. But again, to your point, I think a lot of them tune in because of that. So now you losing some fans, but you gained a whole lot more. So that's what Peacock bought the NFL game or whatever from the NFL for $100 million. Apparently made $150 million in sign up. So go ahead and swoop that easy 50 mil. And hopefully you keep the subscribers from that. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a big weekend. Can't wait for conference championship weekend. Like I said, right now in tennis, real quick, it's just the Australian Open. It's a major. It's a big one, and greatness is playing. Novak Djokovic going for yet another major. I mean, the dude is just unreal. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that we got three guys in one generation. Picture three Tiger Woods at one time. As dominant as Tiger Woods was, picture there'd be two other guys equally as dominant as him. And all three of them just run the game. And they only lose to each other.
That's nasty.
Crazy.
That's nasty.
Yeah, so it's going down this weekend. I think the semifinals. Alcatraz lost his main competition. We still could be in for something special. The men's final is gonna be Sunday. It's Australia time, so it's gonna be Sunday at like 3:00 in the morning. So I'm gonna set my alarm. That's how I'll
What
be
about
up.
my girl though? What about my girl Coco?
I'm gonna have to see where she was at. I didn't even check it today. Coco was all right though. I likes me some Coco golf. She nice.
She could win, man. Think she could win. I
Oh
think
yeah,
she really has a chance. She really has a chance. She got next. Whatever happened to Osaka seemed like she had, mental demons and that stuff's real. So,
yeah.
the mental
Apparently,
but she had a great trajectory for her career. It's kind of sad that her mental space wasn't there to get her, to where, I'm pretty sure she wanted to go. So, but hey, I hope she comes back. Praying for you, can get over that mental
yeah,
hump and play the game that you're meant to play and be great at. But right now, I'm
yeah,
liking what I'm seeing from Coco. I catch her every once in a while. She's pretty good, man. She's pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
yeah. And then in the golf world, man, you ain't hear about my man Nick. I think it's Nick Dunlap, amateur. First amateur to win since Phil Mickelson in 1991, and like the youngest amateur to win a golf tournament since 1910.
Wow,
He's a
1910.
sophomore. He's a sophomore at Alabama, and just beat all the best in the world. Scheffler, Schauffele, Justin Thomas was in it. Sam Burns was in it. All the best professionals in the world. And a 20-year-old kid from Alabama who was on an invitation swept the whole weekend. Said, I'm taking it with me. Big time. So we got some decisions to make. Guess how much he gets for winning? Nothing, because he's an amateur. But if he decides he wants to turn pro right now, take that money, $1.5 million.
So if he goes pro, if he declares I'm pro right now, he gets $1.5 million.
If he takes that money, he declares pro, he'd have got $1.5 million. But if he decides he's not taking the money and he goes back to Alabama, he don't get a dime.
I'm taking the money. Cause you can pay to go back to school with that money, cause Alabama education at 1.5 mil. You feel me? Some people never see 1.5 mil in their lifetime.
Facts.
That's
big
just
facts.
I mean, I'm speechless. So he needs to take that money.
Question. Which he didn't.
Question: what race is it?
He's a white. He's a white dude.
Of course. I mean, ain't no way in the world.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm not. I think I got black golfers, but what I'm saying,
when it comes to men, more than likely he's an American white guy.
Gotcha.
If he's a female, he's Asian. These Asian women golfers are off the chain, bro.
I'm just saying, I don't think a black guy would be passing up that. I mean, I don't think a black guy.
No argument there. No argument there.
I mean, I don't think too many white guys.
I feel you where you're coming from. 1.5 mil.
But the fact that he's able to pass out 1.5 mil speaks to a different
speaks volumes.
It speaks volumes that he's already in a great scenario in his family is in a great scenario. That's what that means.
At least a good one. Yeah. Very good. Because
a very good one. That goes to show you
he don't, like you said, if he don't need that money right now,
that means the rich get richer. It ain't too many people in this world gonna just kind of, even millionaires, not just gonna pass up 1.5. Come on, to pass up 1.5, you gotta be again. And hey, you know what? I ain't gonna knock him. You know why? Because everything ain't about money. Some people have higher morals or whatever, but I look at it different. It's not morals. You actually won it from a sport. So, but everything's not about money, and everybody can't be bought. So he's like, hey, I can't be bought just because it's 1.5. That don't mean I'm gonna stop my dreams and stop my career for some money and be not eligible and stuff like that.
And he's definitely, he's not, by not taking the money per se, he definitely still ain't hurting his career because he's still a great golfer. He could turn pro at any time he wants between now and 26. If he decides he wants to turn pro, he could straight turn pro. If he waits till after 26, he would have to requalify, but he definitely ain't gonna wait that long anyway because he's only a sophomore. But it's just like you said, the money aspect is just the main thing because he already knows he'll turn pro. He'll become a pro. But you got some guys been pro for years, ain't sniff a win. So and the main thing he's banking on two things, the money, and then immediately if he accepts it, he can't go back to play golf for Alabama. So you just unbeknowingly just left your team high and dry. You can't. I mean, like you said, you can still go to Alabama, get your education, and graduate. Nobody's stopping you there. But you can't play on that golf team no more. That's it. You done playing collegiate sports. You just packed your bags and went pro. So what type of emotions are you tied to? Which you like you used to hoop at the gym with all the fellas. And dude, he come back and say, hey man, I like your game. I want you to come play at my gym. But here's the condition. You can never return back and play with your old homies at all. You know what I mean? If the money was there, hey, I'm going to another gym. But if you really invested with my guy, I can't leave my guys high and dry. Like I will eventually make it to your side, but not just yet. We got something special going on here, and I might want to hang on to that. Because just what you pointed out, if money ain't everything, living life is. and
Correct.
he enjoyed where he was at, and he decided to stay at Alabama.
How old is he?
He's 20.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years old. Looking at the trajectory, I got a long life. The money's gonna be there. I'm gonna stay and enjoy my.
His
Because you can't get
resume, his skills is crazy. So he's getting there.
Yeah, because you can't get those years of college back. Those 20 and 21, 22. Those are some fun years, man. Ooh, those are some fun years. Live it, and then to become an adult and to go pro is you're stepping into the big lanes, the scrutiny, the all type of stuff. So I would say I would have to agree if your situation is everybody's situation different, but in a perfect world, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life as a kid, man. Because I think the difference between us is we get that 1.5, we got to help our moms and everybody else in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could probably even get the money and still don't have to help out people. So that's why it's just different scenarios. And not knocking him, not knocking his folks, but that's a good decision. I mean, I more people should make decisions like that, right? I believe that in a perfect world, morally, I think we need to start focusing on as a society morals and not just doing things for money. Oh, it's $1 million, so ... Nah, just because all money ain't good money, right? So we have to also remember that. So kudos to him. Congratulations to him and his family and his future. And I'll be looking forward to seeing him in future years, boss.
Big congrats. I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to seeing how his career trajectory goes. Being such young talent. He overcame. He was on top, relinquished it, and just when you thought the inexperience and the youngness was gonna kick in, back-to-back birdies came back and overcame it. It was really, really nice. Really nice.
That's what's up, man.
I mean, like I said, the sports world shaking up, and then pretty soon we're gonna be having the spring training. I can already smell spring training, baby. Can already smell it.
Can't wait to baseball because I'm tired of this basketball crap, man. What do you think? I think the Clippers just beat the Lakers. The Clippers just beat the Lakers. You heard about the Milwaukee coach getting fired? I mean, you knew it was coming. Stephen A. said it a while back, but I never liked that coach from Milwaukee either. One thing we have to stop. This is one thing I don't like, and I always tell you this. One, if somebody don't want me somewhere, I don't want to be there, and I ain't gonna fight to be there. Meaning, if I'm going somewhere, anywhere, and you don't want me and my family, I will gladly spend my money elsewhere. I've been saying this for a long time because some fights ain't worth fighting. You get what I'm saying? I was with Martin Luther King back in the day. Yeah, a water fountain is a water fountain. It's public place. You get what I'm saying? But to me, hiring these black coaches and all this stuff for saying this guy, this and this, because he's black and we need more of this, I think we need to start getting away from that because we're watching a lot of these guys get the can. And I'm not saying white guys don't get the can, but I just think that particular coach, you fire Mike Budenholzer. Why? The guys, and I'm not understanding these teams with these coaches that win Super Bowls. Like, I don't understand why Philadelphia got rid of Dougie P. Like Doug Peterson. He was a good coach. When you a Super Bowl, you got rid of him? To me, that's stupid. And then for the Milwaukee Bucks to get rid of Mike Budenholzer, a guy who won a championship, and all the things from what I heard that happened, his brother dying and this going on, to get rid of him, I think that was wrong. But to bring in this inexperienced black guy, I never even heard of him, I think was a disservice to him and the Milwaukee Bucks, in my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I never look. I'm like, man, that guy needs to go. As soon as I seen him on the court, I was like, he ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure Doc Rivers is the answer.
He never looked like he was it.
Yeah, he never looked like he was it. Like, you have those guys who, when you see those coaches who can command a team and command certain things, and he just wasn't it for me. So I don't know what Doc Rivers is gonna do. Doc Rivers, one of those coaches Doc Rivers still riding off of 08 and that Celtics team, that lucky ass Celtic team that won. Congratulations. I'm in Boston right now. Sorry, Boston, but they do green everything in Boston, bro. Like,
they
do green.
A lot of miles at that championship, though.
They have a lot of miles. They take their
They green
They have
and they
green tea
Irish.
shots. They have green tea shot. Everything green here, literally green. So, but I think Doc Rivers still riding off of 08. And
Yeah, it's
we'll
an
see.
improvement, but I don't know if that's the answer.
We'll see. I think I think with his pedigree, and that goes to show ESPN laying off Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson was dumb. That was a dumb decision. And to hire Doc Rivers and Doris Burke, how you lay off people, then hire people to replace them? What sense does that make? Anyway, but anyway,
because they just paying the other ones less and stretching them thinner. That's how that works. Because somebody still got to do the job. Hey, somebody got to still do even at the plants. So they get laid off. Somebody still got to do this. So what they gonna do? They gonna find somebody to do it for less money, and I'm gonna have them do 2 jobs at once.
Not true. Sometimes they lay off people because they're getting rid of a position or they don't need that particular part of the company. So when the plant lays people off, they don't have work anymore. In this situation, you guys still need to work, but then I don't think Doris Burke and Doc Rivers went for less than Doc and less than Mark Jackson and Van Gundy. I just don't think so.
I don't know about contracts or nothing, but Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy was the guys.
That's what, but I don't think it was about. So I don't really think it was about a contract. I don't think so. I mean, because Doc been around for a long time, and Doris Burke, so I know they commanding guap too. They just wasn't as good as. I'm sorry, they wasn't as good on the final.
I don't think they commanding guap because they not. I just my opinion. They not as good at that. And Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, I could be wrong too, but it could be one of those where it's like, hey man, like. We get a lot of talking attention, and all we do is announce the game. Why do motherfuckers like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck? Got a dozen guys do what they do. Why do people like them?
I like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. I don't. Do. What?
I don't. I can do without Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. I could do without them.
I like him.
I got a ham. I like Kevin Harlan. Love me some Kevin Harlan.
Well, Kevin, that's different. I'm just saying for that slot, I like Aikman and Buck for that slot. I actually missed for the World Series this past year. I was kind of upset that I didn't hear Buck's voice. I'm sorry, bro.
They got a chemistry. They got a chemistry, but I really feel like I don't know. I get what you're saying. Joe Buck fired baseball. And Joe Buck he did the golf when the U.S. Open was
and
on
it's gone. And it's gone. I like Buck, man. I think Buck.
Yeah.
Who I really like? I like Mike Tirico. I like Mike Tirico on NBC. He's good.
I miss like you talk about two to tango. I do like I miss Mike Tirico and Gruden.
Okay, I do miss Gruden. Gruden should have stayed in the boot instead of trying to coach. But hey, somebody offer you $100 million. But again, $100 million is $100 million.
Ain't none of them touching the goat of all goats, Joe Tessitore. Shout out to my man Joe. Joe Tessitore is my personal favorite.
Don't forget Al Michaels and John Madden.
A lot of greats. Hate to miss any of them. Really, I mean for real. So they big time. They make it. They can make or break a sporting event. You know what I mean? That's why nobody watches it on mute.
Correct. Their voices are just their voices are pretty powerful. So but we'll see what Doc does. I think he can bring something to that young team and to Giannis that he didn't have before. So we'll see.
True.
But let's get out of this whole black whatever thing. Yes, we need more, but let's just for me, it's not about if you hire the black candidates. Give everybody a fair chance. Like I was always a guy. What made me upset is I can't even get an interview to show off my skills. I say if you're gonna do the interview, make it fair. At the end of the day, so let's just stop with all this. They need this type of coach. I'm not saying they got to be fair, but let's just get a competent guy for the position. Because now, when you fire this guy from Milwaukee, see, look, we gave him a chance, a black coach a chance, and a young guy. Look what happened. See, that's what I don't like because it makes it worse it ended up being worse than what it already was because of somebody mess up. I remember I had this girl one time, this Asian chick, and we were cool for a while. And she was like, she dated a black guy, and we were always friends. She dated a black guy, and then whenever she broke up with him, she was like, "Oh, he messed it up for all black guys." That's how people feel. That's what I'm saying. Like from my standpoint, I've been in these situations, and that's how people feel when when technically it's not supposed to be there trying out another race or whatever, because we all supposed to be people. But the fact that she said, "Oh, he messed it up for all black guys. I'm never gonna talk to a black guy again." I'm like, really? So, but she can date another Asian guy or white guy, but she never say, "Oh, that white guy that I dated who screwed me over messed it up for all white guys," or that Asian guy I dated messed it up for all Asian guys. Never said that, but she's like, "Oh, he messed it up for all black guys." So she put all us in the same
running out of race.
So she put all us in the same category from one guy. And what I'm saying is that's what a lot of society does, and that's what I don't like. Yeah. Whenever you start trying to meet a quota or anything like that, just try to get the best person, or try to at least get some type of competency, somebody better than that guy. Like I don't like Darvin Hamburger. Like to me, anybody that played in the league with LeBron James should not be his coach. You get what I'm saying? Anybody that played in the league the same time the man played in the league should not be a coach, because the respect is never going to be there. Point blank. It just anybody that played against the man should not be his coach. For some reason, that dynamic does not work. It's like, hold up, you were just my teammate. I was just busting your ass on the other end of the court, and now you're gonna try to coach me? Come on, bro. Let's be honest.
But sometimes coaching. Yeah, I disagree with that, because sometimes just because you could coach, you can coach, but I don't have the physical gifts you did. Just because I know where I need to be and get around, don't mean you faster than me. You faster than me. But I knew to get there. I disagree with that. I disagree with that 100%, because coaching and play is totally separate.
That's
Why
not
do
what I'm saying,
great players not become good coaches, but all great coaches suck as players?
That's not what the fuck I'm saying.
Because coaching to me is totally different. So it has nothing to do with you busting my ass last week to make me a better coach and could coach you. I just didn't have the gifts you got to make me as good as you. That's why you can't coach as good as I could coach.
I disagree on that.
But you was a better player.
I disagree on the professional level. I'm like, Phil Jackson played basketball. So I agree with you on that portion. Like Phil, correct. But what I'm saying was Phil Jackson never played basketball while Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, and all those guys were playing. You get what I'm saying? So listen to what I'm saying. It would be more of, let's say, James Harden. We know James Harden for going. It's like Derek Fisher. When Derek Fisher tried to become a coach, they couldn't take him seriously because he was still doing things like the players. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of almost a coach has got to be more like a father figure. Like meaning a coach has to be like more like a father figure. Meaning I'm at an age right now, and meaning like it's kind of more. I'm gonna give you an example from a parent perspective. If a parent has a child at 13 years old, it's different from that same parent having that same child at, let's say, 25 to 30 years old. You get what I'm saying? The age gap, meaning when that parent turns, let's say, 25 and that child's like 14, the discipline, the age, and all that is different than when you're of age. When a teenager, it's a difference between a teenager has a child and an adult has a child. Let's just be honest. For the most part, I'm not saying every scenario, but statistics will tell you when you're older and you're more mature and you have a child, the child is better off than when you're a teenager. That's just that you could. The stats are there, people. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to coaching, is a big mistake. It's a big mistake to where it's like, so the reason why a lot of, put it like this, the players that played with Jordan don't admire him like the players that didn't play with Jordan or came after. Meaning when in 1984, a lot of the guys that Jordan played with, they don't get, like Dr. J don't even have Jordan in his top 5. You feel me? So what I'm saying is, when you look at the Kobe, the further you get away from said game, then as when the players haven't played against you, that's the better you can be able to coach. Because I'm telling you, bro, if you was playing and you sucked, and I'm like, I was just busting this coach ass. I don't want this dude to tell me nothing. I get what you're saying, but that's easier to say when I haven't played directly against you. Meaning, Darvin Hamburger was guarding LeBron James. I never even knew this dude was in the league. So now to be his coach, to me, the respect won't be there. And that's what
crazy.
I do.
That's crazy that a player would respect somebody whose game non-existent. Is George Karl, was he a great coach?
That's what I'm saying. George Karl was a pretty good coach. He was a pretty good coach. But what I'm saying is,
so you have no idea what type of game he's got. You have no idea.
What I'm saying is, that's
me as a player coming up. No, I get you, but I'm saying this is why it's dumb to think about that happens. I'm not saying I don't understand what you're saying. I'm saying that this is your logic, and this is just, to me, this is why. Maybe this is why he got fired and why you have unsuccessful teams. A older guy who I ain't never seen, a Coach Krzyzewski, a fucking George Karl, the guy who coached the Pistons on the Dream Team. These old guys, never seen them, and they telling me how to play the game. I'm supposed to listen. But a guy who I know played at a high level in a league that I'm playing in, I don't respect him because me and him was just playing last season.
Correct. It's hard. What I'm saying is, you missing the coaching aspect. The coaching aspect is more than just coaching. It's more of a father figure as well. That's what I'm saying. That's why you rarely see coaches younger than the players. Listen to.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't need a father figure coaching grown men. The NBA and the NFL, this is professionals. Fuck a father figure.
Listen, sadly,
you a coach,
bro.
High school and Little League, father figure all day. Nah, in professionals,
bro. Sadly, you do.
Convince me with that father figure shit. Look,
bro, sadly, you do. Sadly, you need somebody who has that. Because with older age come more wisdom. The younger the coach, typically the less the wisdom, meaning life experiences. Being a coach is just not X's and O's. You know what I'm saying? It's more. It's talking. It's communicating. What I'm saying is, as you get to typically, as somebody gets older, they get wiser and they can handle that communication. They can be like, "Hey, man, I was there." But you get a coach that I used to be in that life. Where you get a coach that got a similar lifestyle to you, that ain't gonna work. 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna work, and it never works. You can bank it. You can take that to the bank. Take it to the bank.
A lot of good players don't make great coaches anyway, so it don't even matter. That's just a fact that any sport.
That's true. Great players typically don't make good coaches.
They just don't.
Well, you know why I think great players don't make great coaches? Is because a lot of people expect those great players. You so great, you don't even need to be in this realm. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think a player like LeBron James, he can't coach. He LeBron. Jordan couldn't go back to coaching. He was too big. Listen, certain guys, if you're too big, like Peyton Manning, he can't go coach. He was too Tom Brady. He can't go be a coach. He can't be a Bill Belichick. You know why? Because his stardom was too high. I believe if your stardom is too high, you can't go be a coach because it's more about you than the players. Like, meaning if LeBron James went to go coach, let's say, the Miami Heat in 2 years, he couldn't do it. Because they're not, because he's gonna be bigger than the Miami Heat and the players. Because he's LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. These guys, they can't do it, and it's sad
great players just don't make good coaches.
I think it's a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. I think because they were a great player, yes, you have different expectations, but great players, it's too many. When they pantheon greats, it's a different level of expectation, and I think that's why Phil Jackson can come in, a different lower tier players. They can come in and focus on that because they would. And I also think great players.
Coach Pop do?
Yeah, you're right, and that's what I'm saying. Coach Pop was like a father figure. That's what I'm saying, cuz he was like a father.
I mean, he would get to his credit. He did that too. But if you just as wise on the X's and O's and you could do everything in between, I don't need to be the father figure.
But what I'm saying, it's like what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when a younger a coach is to your
That helped
age,
him, but that's not
the
a
respect.
necessity.
But the respect is different. You respect older people more than your peers. That's a fact. So what I'm saying is, by Darvin Ham being such a close peer to LeBron, it's not that he don't respect him, but it's a different respect to an OG versus non-OG. You feel what I'm saying? Like, meaning, if you had a team and I became your coach, we can't do that because me and you gonna be chopping it up, shooting the shit. You're not supposed to be going to the strip club with your coach. You get that's what I'm talking about. You feel me? But
The coach shouldn't be going to the strip. Again, you telling me something that has nothing to do with what we played last year. You shouldn't be going to the strip club with your coach. But that don't. If I played with you last year, I still wouldn't go to the strip club with you.
But that's my point, bro. What I'm saying is, when they're close in age like that, they do some of the same things. So there's nothing. What I'm saying is, somebody who's my peer is not going to have nothing above me. Meaning, me and you both 33. I'm not saying you don't know stuff I don't know. I don't know stuff you don't know. But it's going to be hard for you or hard for me to listen. I'll listen to you on certain things, right? But in a basketball perspective, a football perspective, it's hard for those guys to listen to somebody who played at the same time that they played and close to them in age. It's easier to listen to somebody. It's like your professor. It's like your professor in college. You going and you getting that lecture, and not only that professor is skilled in that subject, but he's been doing that for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He has that wisdom about it. It's like a doctor. No one wants a new surgeon. They want somebody with a little bit experience under their belt. When you going somewhere,
it's like a pilot. Nobody wants a new pilot.
No, nobody wants a new barber. You want your barber that has it's just like that, bro. It's just like, it's not saying your boy can't cut, but when somebody new at something, or they just coming to this, or they your peer, and they don't have no experience, that plays a part in it. Cause so I don't like coaches being the peer. You shouldn't be a coach if the people in the league you play to get, like, meaning I'm talking a head coach. Meaning you can go be on a positions coach or these, but in regards to a head coach, to me, if you've been playing with those guys, most of the guys in the NBA, I don't think you should be a coach. I think because you're too close to all the stuff that they do. I think a great coach is typically removed from that. They typically remove a lot of at least 5 to 10 years, maybe more, from the current NBA players. So you get these new 18, 19-year-olds coming in, and an 18, 19-year-old, a 25-year-old is gonna listen to somebody in their 40s, at least 10 years older than them, rather than somebody closer in their age. I'm just telling you that. That's just factual, guys. Fact. It'll tell you that all day, every day.
Yeah, but you don't see nobody in their 20s coaching, though. You talking about 40. That's considered young. You know what I mean? Well, you see a 38-year-old coach.
Well, 30-year-old, like the only exception to the rule was Sean McVay. I think he became a head coach at 32 years old. But I don't think he played in the NFL. I don't think
he was that young.
Yeah, he was 30. Yeah, he was 32. Cause I think the dude's still in his 30s. He's still the youngest head coach.
In his 30s.
Yeah, he's still the youngest head coach in the league right now. Yeah, that's why I say he was so young. But all I'm just trying to say is we got to be careful with that because, like I say, Darvin Hamburger just too young, cuz. Too young. That's why every time LeBron, the only coach that LeBron to me was the best under was Mike Brown. I think, Mike Brown. Mike Brown was an older guy.
You don't like Tyronn Lue?
I don't like Tyronn. No, I don't. I don't like him. I don't. I think he's overrated as a coach. I don't like him.
He got a mad championship.
I guess whatever you want to call it.
Whatever. You ain't like David. I thought you ain't like David Blatt.
I think David Blatt got an unfair change. I think he was.
Yeah, David Blatt was alright.
But I don't think he never should have been a coach anyway. You see, I don't think he shouldn't have never been. He was put in a bad position. That's all I'm saying. He was put in a bad position. That's all I'm saying. Right. So, but anyways, that was some great conversation. Hopefully we get on that again. But other than that.
We definitely gonna be getting around because you already know there's gonna be a lot more hirings and a lot more firings over the next couple.
Yeah, man. But all right, man. I got to work out to get here in a little bit. So at 8:30. So let me go get my workout in. It was great, great
Already.
episode. This was fun, man.
Definitely.
It's real
Yeah,
fun.
it was real fun. I can't wait for this conference championship weekend and a few other things coming this weekend. So next week, we're gonna definitely that next week's gonna be a banger too.
Absolutely. Like I say, got some good things coming, got some good things cooking. So let's get it.
Already, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy AG and we it's your boy KG. Say that again. We out.
We out. Holla.